How about a quick update on the Model A? So, last year I was experiencing dim headlights, fluctuations in my volts. I cleaned up some grounds, but I was finding all sorts of problems. So, as problems go, I've ripped the dash out of it. I took about 7 feet of wiring that was, how do I say it? Kind of not the way I would wire. I'm lucky this thing didn't burn, honestly. There was red wires used as grounds, white wires used as positives, white wires hooked to red wires that led to switches that were off, but would have given it power to a ground. So a lot of it stemmed from, if you remember on this car, there was a switch box here for the power. That's going to be eliminated. I'm going to, haven't decided if I'm going to relocate the battery to the trunk. Right now it is still in the floor. But if it's in there, I really can't put a good shut off on it. I'd still like a good shut off so I can shut the power off in the car when I'm not using it, like I have on all my others. The 50 rat rod, that has it. The 52 has it. Most of my other trucks and cars that I have that are older wiring systems and stuff, I'll put a shut off on the ground. Kill the ground, kill the problems. So, yeah. So, white wires as live wires for the headlights, high-low beam. Red wires for park lights. Green wire for God knows what. Haven't been able to figure it out. I think it was a ground. Pretty sure it was a ground. I took the back apart too to find that the radio wasn't working because it was into about 6 different systems. So just inexperience, whoever was wiring it. I don't believe the person I got it from had anything to do with this or very little to do with this wiring. Some of this stuff is pretty old wiring. And we're going to have some pretty nice weather here in a couple weeks. So I got to get this rewired. I'm going to rewire the whole front half. And I'm finding taillights, all sorts of stuff works, but it's all running underneath the car, and I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. There's stuff in the doorpost. There's stuff underneath it that comes out through a hole in the floor. All going to get cut out. Going to rerun it. I have a 12 circuit wiring harness I was going to put in it, but to be honest with you, if I'm not going to do that, it's just, there's no way to do it the way it's done now without ripping everything apart, taking the interior out of the car, finding out where all these wires go. So until I do that, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna put a new fuse in it. Everything, every part of this car for positive power, for every gauge and everything, headlights, everything, will run off 2 15 amp bus fuses, the old glass ones. So, yeah. So anyway, I'll bring you up to date. I've ordered a bunch of parts. I had to get a new headlight switch. The headlight switch I had was bad. I had to remove a little bit more of the gas tank because the gas tank was rubbing on the ignition switch, and I believe that was a lot of it. And apparently before they tried to fix it by putting some black tape behind it on the old fuel tank. So I cut a good portion of the old fuel tank out, opened it up, so nothing will be touching anything on the backside of the on the dash. So once I put that back in, I'm gonna wire it all here. I cleaned it all up. I'm gonna rewire what's left, the horn button, the auxiliary fan switch. I am gonna put a thermostatic controlled switch into the intake to help on the fan to come on. It'll come on at 185 and turn off at 170, or 190 and 165, I believe is what it's set at. So you can set it at different things. So I've got to figure those headlights out. Now I just checked them tonight. They're nice and bright by their own self. So it was a corrupted wire, and then the gauge wire they were using was barely stuff that you'd want to use for like a marker light. No heft to it at all. So I'm gonna make some changes. I'm very lucky the car didn't have more problems than it did. I always killed the battery at night so it couldn't have any problems, but yeah. I came in one day even with the battery killed, and there was some power sneaking around some other spots because they had additions added to the battery, and the electrical fan was running. I don't know how long it had been running. So I recharged the battery, and that just got me nervous as all heck. So I started ripping, and when you rip, you make a mess, but I'll clean it up, and I'll get brake lights, signal lights, headlights working so they're not shorting out, and we'll go from there. But I'm gonna build my own wiring system for this year, and if and when I restore the car, repaint job and everything, I'll pull the interior and find out where all the bad wiring went and eliminate it. If it's bad, could be good, I don't know. But I'm going to put all new wiring to everything, and then eventually I'll rip out all the old stuff when I get time. Got the heat on the garage, nice and warm in here. It's around 70, and nice to work out here. Haven't worked out here at all. This is the first project done in this garage. So, all right, thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting. Love the comments. Hit the like button, and it helps, all that good stuff. Subscribe if you're not, and follow us along, see what we're doing. We've got all sorts of projects to do this year. Oh, never ends.